What's good YouTube, Ben here, welcome to the next video on the channel. Today I'm going to give you my Utopia deck profile on Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. So if you want to see more content like this, please don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Please remember to hit that like button because it's really important for the algorithm. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell to be notified of all uploads and live streams, and don't forget to join me on my social links. Those links include links to stuff like Twitch, Twitter, Discord, and Facebook Gaming. Those links are going to be in the description below. Let's get into the video. Right, I was already going to do the profile, and I needed a duel that I could showcase the deck against, and I just had probably the nuttiest duel I think I've ever had. It was more nuttier than squirrel poop, put it like this. So let's get into the replay, and oh my god. So this is my Utopia profile. I'm going to obviously show you the deck after the duel, but this was a duel I had against a Despia player, and oh my god. This duel was freaking wild. So I'll go through and explain my moves as I do them. So like I said, he's running a Despia profile, and it was actually nutty. Like, I've never had a duel like this. It was insane. So starting off with a pretty standard Despia play. Now, I activate Zexal Construction. Unfortunately, they negate it with Ash Blossom, meaning I really couldn't do anything else this turn. I got really unlucky by drawing 2 Z cards, which are not great. I could have played one in defense mode, but decided not to, because I knew full well that I could use Zexal Construction again next turn. So using the Despia Field spell in order to fusion summon into Masquerade the Blazing Dragon, which is a pretty common play for Despia cards. Now, that card is really annoying for a few reasons, but the main reason is to activate any effect, your opponent has to pay 600 life points. It's really annoying because I have to spend a bunch of life points here to actually make any move. So they activate Branded in red, which allows them to fusion, to draw that and then instantly fusion summon. So I put Pegasus Twin Saber back in the deck to add Armed Sage to my hand. Summon these two, use them to go into Utopia double. And then that activates, I trigger again, it activates again, I pay another 600. Drop a ZS Armed Sage, which allows me to add double or nothing to my hand. And then instantly XYZ summon again into Utopic Dragon. Which then its ability allows me to instantly special summon again. So I use that to go into Dragonic Utopia Ray, which has its own effect, which I'm going to trigger with this. By equipping it with that, I'm able to chain its effect to not only equip the ZW Lightning Blade from my hand, but also equip Pegasus Twin Saber. And then go in for the attack. I can't attack with my other monster on the turn. It's summoned using Dragon as effect, so I have to end my turn. Which is lucky for them, because I would have won right there. So, of course, they could bring that back. Then, go into this. Activate Numbers Protection in order to negate its effect. Which I think it's over there. Because, obviously, I've got monsters on the field I can beat with. So I attack to get rid of that thing, because I don't have to pay any more life points. Then that thing comes back, negates my other monster's effect. I get super polyed, which I did not see coming, because I don't see that very often in Despia decks. They go straight into Despian Quiritis, which is really OP and really annoying. I activate Astrostopia's effect to summon it, activate its effect to drop double or nothing in order to draw another Numbers Protection. I then use those two to go into Utopia. But I don't equip my Sleipnir Mail, and there's a very good reason for it. I wasn't sure what they would be able to do in the next turn, and I didn't want to waste it. They activate their effect, I activate Numbers Protection. So its effect will turn all my monsters' attack to 0, but I activate Numbers Protection to negate it and destroy it. But then that kicks in again, negates my Dragonaire's effect. So that gets summoned to the field. That gets summoned to the field. They activate the field spell. Instantly use that to go into a fusion summon. Straight into Venom Fusion Dragon, which I didn't see coming either. So of course its effect activates. They get to bring back their stupid fusion. So Venom's effect kicks in, it gains points. Fortunately with Utopia on the field, I can negate an attack. So I negate the attack. I tried to activate my monster's effect because it told me I could, when I realized I couldn't by accident, because they negated me earlier in the turn. So then they use those two to link summon into Predaplant Verte Anaconda, and then use its effect to drop Fusion Destiny, which I did not see coming at all. Using Celestial and Dasher in order to summon up Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer. Of course, they get rid of both of my monsters. Luckily, he couldn't attack in that turn. So, I use Utopia to go into Utopia the Lightning. And then they activate their effect to do all of that. Numbers Protection procs allows me to reset it. I summon up that to bring back that from the graveyard to go into another Utopia. And then I activate Sleipnir Mail, which allows me to equip it. I attack to get over the Phoenix Enforcer. So of course, my effect gets negated again. So they go into their turn. Activate Dash's effect. I play Numbers Protection to negate it. So that stops them from summoning that from their hand for now. So of course, Destroy Phoenix Enforcer comes back, which is pretty annoying, but I have a plan here. So they're going to use Branded Opening in order to summon that, and then they fusion summon. Because they can. They activate Destroy Phoenix Enforcer to rid the field of that. I activate Sleipnir Mail's effect to bring back Utopic Dragon. So they use those to fusion summon. To go into, again, Blazing Dragon. So Sleipnir Mail's effect kicks in, allows me to bring that back. And then they summon that from the graveyard, and they either don't realize my effect or they forget about it. They attack me, I activate my effect, they go to 0, and they take all the damage. That was honestly an insanely wild match. I've never had a match like that before, and it was ridiculous. But let's jump into the deck profile. Alright, so this is the Utopia deck profile, the one you just saw in that clip. So, we're running one copy of Astral Karibo. So you can reveal one number XYZ monster in your extra deck, special summon this card from your hand, and if you do, this card's level becomes the revealed monster's rank. Also, while it's face up on the field, you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck, except number XYZ monsters. You can only use the effect of Astral Karibo once per turn. A number XYZ monster that was summoned using this card in the field as material gains this effect. Cannot be destroyed by battle or by your opponent's card effects. So it's a very good card that allows you to go into XYZ plays, as well as protect the XYZ monster you summon. 2 copies of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, of course, just hand trap negation, it's stupid useful. 1 copy of ZW Sleipnir Mail, and as you saw in that clip, it was incredibly useful. You can target a Utopia monster, and it gains 1,000 points whilst it's equipped to it, and then if that Utopia monster gets destroyed by battle or by card effect, you're instantly allowed to summon up another XYZ monster, Utopia monster, from your graveyard. 3 copies of Utopic Onomatopoeia. This is one of the main staples of the deck. This is how you're going to go into a lot of your rank 4 plays. During your main phase, you can special summon up to 1 each Zubaba, Gaga, Go Go Go, and Do monsters from your hand in defense position. Also, you can special summon from the extra deck for the rest of the turn, except XYZ monsters. Zubaba Bancho Gaga Goat. These are such a handful to say. But basically, you can summon this with this. And also, this has another effect as well. If you happen to have a Go-Go-Go or a Do-Do-Do monster in your graveyard, when this is summoned, you can special summon those monsters from the graveyard. Again, allowing you to go into more rank 4 plays. Do-Do-Do Dwarf Go-Go-Go Glove. So during your main phase, you can special summon one Zubaba or Go-Go-Go monster from your hand. If you control a Go-Go-Go or Do-Do-Do monster, except a Do-Do-Do Dwarf Go-Go Glove, while this card is in your graveyard, you can special summon this card. So basically, the combination of these three sets of monsters, they basically allow you to summon each of the other monsters. So it makes it super good to go into those rank 4 plays. One copy of ZS Armed Sage, so this is a decent card to run. If the only monster you control is one level 4 monster not named ZS Armed Sage, you can special summon this card from your hand. A Utopia or XYZ monster that was summoned using this card in the field as material gains this effect. If this card is XYZ summoned, you can add one ZW monster from your deck to your hand. So it allows you to add one of your equipped cards directly from your deck if you use this as material. ZS Ascended Sage, if you control no cards, you can special summon this card from your hand. A Utopia or XYZ monster that was summoned using this card in the field as material gains this effect. If this card is XYZ summoned, you can add one rank up magic normal spell card from your deck to your hand, so again allowing you to go into bigger and better XYZ plays. 3 copies of Utopia, this is another staple card. If an XYZ monster is on the field, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can send one of the card from your hand to the field, or field to the graveyard to add one XYZ, Onomot, or Zexal, or Number Spell or Trap from your deck to your hand. Allowing you to pull out certain cards that you desperately need. You could use this to grab Zexal Construction, which is usually a good choice. You could use it to grab Onomata Pickup, allowing you to grab Utopic Onomatopoeia. So it allows you to go into a lot more extended plays. 1 copy of ZW Lightning Blade, so this is an equip card. You can target one equipped monster, Utopia monster you control, equip this monster from your hand or your side of the field to that target. It gains 1200 attack. Whilst this card is equipped to a monster face up, ZW cards you control cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effect. If a monster equipped with this card would be destroyed by a card effect, destroy this card instead. So it's a decent protection level effect, as well as allowing you to protect your other ZW cards. ZW Pegasus Twin Saber, this is another really good one to use as well. You can only control one ZW Pegasus Twin Saber. If your opponent's life points are at least 2,000 higher than yours, you can special summon this card from your hand. You're not really going to be using that effect too often. The main effect is its Union effect. You can target one Utopia monster you control, equip this card, you can control to it as an equip spell that gives it 1000 attack. Once per turn, whilst this card is equipped to a monster, you can negate a monster's effect activated on your opponent's field. So it runs 1 effect negation per turn, and it gives you 1000 points, so it's a pretty good effect to run. 1 copy of Raigeki. Of course, Raigeki is really good. I would run Lightning Storm, but the problem is, with cards like Onomata Pickup, it's a continuous spell. So, unless you draw Lightning Storm on your first turn, and you go second, it's not going to be that useful, so I run Raigeki instead. 1 copy of Monster Reborn. Of course, Monster Reborn stupid useful. 1 copy of Reinforcements of the Army. It allows you to add 1 level 4 or lower warrior monster from your deck to your hand, so it just allows you to, if you have 1, you can go and get another. 1 copy of Rank Up Magic Zexal Force. This allows you to go into a lot more of your extended rank up plays. So target one XYZ monster you control, special summon from your extra deck 1 Utopia or ZW monster that is 1 rank higher than the monster you control by using it as material, and if you do, take 1 ZW or ZS monster from your deck and place it on top of your deck. This is treated as an XYZ summon, transfer its materials to the summoned monster. If your opponent's life points are at least 2,000 higher than yours, you can banish this card from your graveyard to draw 1 card. So not only can you use this to go into a higher level XE monster, but if it's in the graveyard and there's 2,000 point difference between you and your opponent, you can then banish it to draw a card, so it gives you a little bit of extra draw power. 3 copies of Zexal Construction. Zexal Construction is a very good draw power card. Reveal 1 card in your hand, and if you do, add 1 of the following cards from your deck to your hand, and then shuffle the reveal card into your deck. So a ZW monster, a ZS monster, a Zexal spell or trap, a rank up magic spell, or a rank down magic spell. So it allows you to just add specific cards from your deck to your hand, give you a bit of extra draw. 1 copy of Hyper Rank Up Magic Utopic Force. Target 1 rank 9 or lower Utopia XYZ monster you control, special summon 1 rank 10 or higher Utopia or Utopic XYZ monster from your extra deck by using the XYZ monster you control as materials, treating its XYZ materials are transferred. If an XYZ monster is special summoned by the effect of a rank 10 or higher Utopic XYZ monster plus cards in your graveyard, except during the damage step, you can target one of the special summon monsters, attach this card to it as material. So not only can you go into a much higher rank play with this, but you can also give this to a monster as an XYZ material, allowing you to pop off their effects longer. 2 copies of XYZ Change Tactics. When Utopic monsters XYZ summoned, you can pay 500 points and draw 1 card. Again, really good for draw power. I only run 2 because I was running 3 before and I ended up bricking quite a lot with it, so 2 is perfectly fine. 3 copies of Onomata Pickup. So when this card is activated, you're allowed to add a Utopic Onomatopoeia to your hand, and then it remains on the field. It has no other effect whilst it's on the field. So it's kind of a dead card once it's on the field, but you're mainly using it to get Utopic Onomatopoeia to your hand. 1 copy of Double or Nothing. So this works in tandem with Utopic Double's effect, but it also has its own effect. When a monster's attack is negated, target that monster. It can make a second attack during the battle phase, and if it does, its attack points are doubled. So if you find yourself just using Utopia itself and you negate your own attack, you can activate Double or Nothing instantly, double it, and then attack again. 1 copy of Twin Twisters. This is just for a little bit of back row removal. 2 copies of Halfway to Forever, which is a card I don't see anyone running in Utopia decks. It is pretty darn good. Target 2 monsters in your graveyard, special summon both, but negate their effects, if any. And if you do, immediately after this effect resolves, XYZ summon 1 light Utopia or Utopic XYZ monster using those only 2 monsters as material. So not only can you get 2 monsters back, but you can instantly XYZ summon, usually into Utopia, which is pretty good. And 3 copies of Numbers Protection. So this is another card I do not see many Utopia players running, and I don't know why. This card is absolutely fantastic, as you saw in that duel. When a spell, trap, or monster effect is activated whilst you control a number XYZ monster, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. If a number XYZ monster you control is destroyed by battle or by card effect while this card is in your graveyard, you can set this card but banish it when it leaves the field. So in essence, you technically have 6 copies of this in your deck, allowing you to negate 6 different things. It's really good and very good for negation. It works hand in hand with stuff like Ash Blossom. You have a bunch of negate effects for very little cost. Now onto the extra deck. So we're running 1 copy of number 39 Utopia Roots, 1 copy of number F0 Utopic Future. I'll go into more detail about the ones you are actually going to mainly be using. Some of these you can still use, but they don't work with the strategy I use. They do work, but not as well as the other strategy, should I say. Number F0 Utopic Future Slash. This can actually be a very good defender card if you don't have much going for you at the time. Basically, it can't be destroyed by battle by card effects, so essentially it's a decent defender. Number F0 Utopic Draco Future. Again, these 4 cards you're not really going to be going into that much. 3 copies of Utopia, of course, the main XYZ of the deck. 1 copy of Utopia Double. So when this card is XYZ summoned, you can instantly activate its effect to special summon into another XYZ Utopia monster or Utopic monster, and its attack points get a permanent power boost of doubled. So pretty darn good. 1 copy of ZS Utopic Sage. This is a decent protector card. This monster, you can detach materials from this card, and your monsters are protected for a turn. Number S39 Utopia the Lightning, running 1 copy of it. Again, very good card, very easy to go into. You can go into Utopia and then immediately go into this, and then basically detach 2 materials, and your attack points are doubled. Plus, this thing has the natural ability where it has an Ancient Gear effect, where if it attacks, your opponent can activate cards or effects until after the damage step, so if they're running face-down trap cards, you're safe. 1 copy of Ultimate Draconic Utopia Ray. This card is absolutely fantastic and is actually played in tandem with another card I use. When a card or effect targets this card, it doesn't matter where it's coming from, you can instantly equip it with any ZW monster from your deck. Excuse me, so allowing you to go into a lot of damage. 1 copy of ZW Dragonic Halberd. This is actually a card that gets used more than you would think. But basically, it has 2 effects. One of them is you can activate them both on the same turn as well. One of them is you can instantly add a ZW monster from your deck to your hand. And then the other one allows you to equip this card to a Utopia monster, and it gains 3000 attack. 1 copy of number 99 Utopic Dragon. Utopic Dragon is a very good card, and in fact, I'm going to go over a strategy in a minute, but basically when it's summoned once per turn, you can bring back a number monster from your graveyard. Number 93 Toby Kaiser. This card is pretty darn good, and it allows you to instantly special summon. Once per turn, you can special summon 1 rank 9 or lower number monsters from your graveyard with 3000 less attack that have different ranks from each other from your extra deck, up to the number of materials with different names attached to this card, but their effects are negated. Then detach 1 material from this card for the rest of this turn. Unless this card effect was negated, you cannot special summon, and any battle damage your opponent takes becomes halved. But this card allows you to special summon a bunch of number monsters. Finally, the main big boy, number 99 Utopic Dragon. So this card, I usually summon with Utopia double to give it 6,000 points, activate its effect, which allows you to instantly special summon a Utopia or Utopic monster from your extra deck, regardless of its conditions. I usually use it to go into Utopic Dragon, and then use Utopic Dragon to bring back Utopia double, and then use Utopia double as XYZ on itself to summon Utopia the Lightning, giving you 3 big beat sticks. But let me know what you think of this deck profile in the comments down below. Don't forget to hit that like button because it's really important for the algorithm. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Please remember to turn on the notification bell to be notified of all uploads and live streams. And don't forget to join me on my socials. Those links include links to stuff like Twitch, Twitter, Discord, and Facebook Gaming. Those links are in the description below, and I will see you guys next time.